Well, folks, it finally happened. On May 1st, 2025, President Trump signed an executive order aimed at defunding PBS and NPR. That's right, Big Bird and Terry Gross are officially in the crosshairs. Now, before you say, John, I get all my news from Twitter and haven't watched since the 90s, let me tell you why this matters. This isn't just about cutting some government spending, it's about silencing voices that hold power accountable and provide a vital public service. This executive order has sent shockwaves through the nation, sparking a heated debate about the role of public media in a democratic society. Supporters of the move argue that PBS and NPR are biased and outdated, relics of a bygone era in the age of streaming services and social media. They claim that taxpayer dollars should not be used to support organizations that promote a particular agenda. However, critics argue that this is a blatant attempt to stifle dissenting voices and consolidate power. They point to the vital role that public broadcasting plays in providing unbiased news and educational programming, especially in underserved communities. They warn that defunding these institutions would have dire consequences for freedom of the press and access to information. So, buckle up, folks, because we're about to dive deep into the implications of Trump's executive order. We'll explore the history of public broadcasting, the financial intricacies of its funding, and the potential consequences of its demise. Get ready for a wild ride, because the stakes have never been higher. To understand the gravity of this situation, we need to take a trip down memory lane. Public broadcasting in the United States has a rich history, dating back to the early days of radio. From the outset, it was envisioned as a public good, a way to educate, inform, and entertain the masses. And boy did it deliver. Think back to your childhood. Remember Big Bird teaching you the alphabet? Or Mr. Rogers patiently explaining the world around you? Public broadcasting has been a constant companion for generations, shaping young minds and fostering a love of learning. But it's not just about kids' shows, folks. Public broadcasting has also been a pioneer in investigative journalism, producing groundbreaking documentaries and in-depth news programs like And. These programs have held the powerful, accountable, exposed corruption, and provided a platform for diverse voices. The impact of public broadcasting extends far beyond the screen. It has played a vital role in promoting literacy, fostering civic engagement, and bridging cultural divides. Public broadcasting has enriched our lives and broadened our horizons. Now, let's take a closer look at the executive order itself. Trump's order calls for an immediate freeze on federal funding to the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, CPB, the nonprofit organization that distributes funds to PBS and NPR member stations. This means that these stations will no longer receive the crucial financial support they rely on to operate. But it gets worse. The order also includes a 12-month sunset clause for all federal funding to public broadcasting, essentially giving it a one-year death sentence. While there are exceptions for emergency alert systems, which rely on public broadcasting infrastructure, this move could have devastating consequences for the vast majority of PBS and NPR programming. The Trump administration argues that this move is about fiscal responsibility, claiming that public broadcasting is no longer necessary in today's crowded media landscape. They point to the abundance of cable news channels, streaming services, and online news sources as evidence that public broadcasting has become obsolete. However, critics argue that this argument ignores the unique role that public broadcasting plays in providing unbiased, in-depth news and educational programming that is accessible to all, regardless of income or geographic location. They warn that defunding public broadcasting would create a void that commercial media outlets are ill-equipped to fill. To understand the potential impact of defunding PBS and NPR, we need to talk about money. Public broadcasting in the United States operates on a unique funding model, relying on a combination of government support, private donations, and corporate sponsorships. Contrary to popular belief, federal funding only accounts for a portion of PBS and NPR's overall budgets. However, this funding is crucial, as it provides seed money that allows stations to leverage additional support from other sources. The majority of funding for local PBS and NPR stations actually comes from viewers like you. That's right, folks, those pledge drives aren't just for show. Private donations, along with corporate sponsorships, make up a significant portion of public broadcasting's revenue. So, while it's true that PBS and NPR aren't entirely dependent on government funding, the loss of this support would still deal a significant blow to their operations. It's like taking away the foundation of a house. Sure, the rest of the structure might stand for a while, but it's not going to end well. In this segment, we dive into the heart of a heated debate. Is there a constitutional clash on the horizon? Experts argue that the interpretation of certain laws could lead to significant confrontations between branches of government. Some believe this is a necessary check and balance, while others fear it could lead to a constitutional crisis. As we explore this complex issue, we'll uncover the various perspectives and potential outcomes. Stay with us as we navigate through these turbulent waters. In our exploration of public media, we face a critical question. Can trust be maintained when private funding is involved? It's a paradox. Private funds can enhance resources, but they can also introduce bias. This delicate balance is what public media must navigate every day. So, who actually benefits when public media loses its funding? The answer might surprise you. When public media is weakened, it often leads to a more fragmented and less informed public. Private media companies, however, might see this as an opportunity to expand their influence and market share. The battle over public media isn't just fought in boardrooms or studios, it plays out in courtrooms through legislation and on the streets. Grassroots movements have risen to defend the integrity of public media, challenging legal and political maneuvers aimed at its defunding. Ultimately, the future of public media depends on you, the viewer. Your support, your voice, and your engagement are crucial. Public media thrives on the trust and participation of its audience. So what role will you play in shaping its future? The choice is yours.